All right, y'all, welcome back to the channel. So as y'all can see, we got a different setup. If y'all want a full setup tour, let me know. I haven't done one in a while, but just if y'all want to pause and look at it, there it is. But anyway, today in the video, we have 4 of the biggest storylines heading into this NBA season. And I've been thinking about making this video sooner, but I wanted to see if more trades would go down, and it doesn't seem like they are. The season is about to start in about a week or so. So I thought this would be the perfect time to make it. So there's going to be 4 biggest storylines going into the next season of NBA basketball. All right, the number one biggest storyline to me personally is just if the season is going to end or start, in my opinion. So just recently, James Harden was caught at a strip club, and the preseason starts in literally 4 or 5 days. So that's not a good sign. And realistically, I don't know how long this season is going to last unless they find a vaccine mid-season. But the NBA's been doing a good job before in the bubble, but there's no bubble this time, so I don't know what they're going to do. But the NFL has been doing it, but they still have been getting cases. And with basketball, it's different because it's in an enclosed space and it's not outdoors, so it's less likely to not get it than it is in football, because football is outdoors, but also there's more people in football. So I think it just depends on how the NBA players are going to do, because I don't know, LeBron isn't going to do preseason, which is kind of expected, but at the same time, just some NBA players are not as high on the season coming back as others. So I don't really expect much from it, but I feel like if they get through the first couple months, I feel like that's when it's going to be the tough part, nearing towards like February, around there-ish, whenever the playoffs start, nearing the playoffs, because then it's going to be like, okay, we've been in this for about 2 months. How is this going to work? So that's the number one storyline, in my opinion, is if the season's even going to start/end. So we'll have to see if that actually happens. Number 2 is Paul George for me, okay? So I already made a video about Paul George. My second to last video was about Paul George and how he has to prove something this season, but it's gotten even worse in the past week. He went on All the Smoke podcast with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. He said that the reason why he did so bad in the playoffs was because the former coach Doc Rivers was using him as a Ray Allen type, but the stats show that's just blatantly lie. He was using the most pick and rolls in his entire career with the Clippers that one season, so that's just another lie. And even if that was true, not much is going to change with Ty Lue, because Ty Lue was literally his assistant coach. So, I mean, that's just a bad look for Paul George and the Clippers. And also a lot of stuff came out about the Clippers and Kawhi having star treatment. And that's, if y'all remember the Clippers, whenever they were the AC with like Montrezl Harrell and Patrick Beverley and all of them, they were not a star-driven team. They were a team, grit and grind team. And then they added 2 of the most pampered stars in the NBA to that team, and it just didn't work out. And Montrezl Harrell left. So this is going to be a really interesting season for Paul George and the Clippers. In my opinion, I don't see much changing realistically, because I don't know. I mean, I guess they added a leader in Serge Ibaka, but other than that, man, it's the same team from last year, and we know how that went. And I just feel like Paul George and Kawhi really aren't going to be leaders, especially not Kawhi, because Kawhi is known to not be a talker. So that's a big storyline if they can bounce back, if Ty Lue can somehow bring them together, but I don't see it happening. So that's another storyline for y'all. The third biggest story to me is definitely John Wall and Russell Westbrook trade. So it just happened a couple days ago, and I was gonna make a video over my initial reactions, but then I was like, initial reactions are never really what I think. And at the time, I was like, it's a lateral move for both teams. But the more that I look at it, it's a really good trade for both teams, and it could be a steal for the Wizards. Now, let me speak real quick before y'all start going in the comments and typing about how John Wall. Anyway, let me continue. The Wizards hasn't made the playoffs in 2 years. Granted, John Wall has been hurt, but Westbrook is obviously going to lead them to the playoffs in a weak Eastern Conference. I don't see how they don't make it with Bradley Beal. Not saying they're going to win the championship or anything, but they're going to make the playoffs, which is good for any team that is trying to build a winning culture and need a leader in that locker room, which Russell Westbrook will obviously be. And for the Rockets, it's not even just the fact that they just traded for a similar type player as Westbrook. It's more of the fit for the team and how he's going to play. And I will say that obviously John Wall cannot play off ball, and he's not a great 3-point shooter, but it's more of just the locker room fit, in my opinion, because I don't know how anyone thought that was going to work last year with Westbrook and what's his name, James Harden. And so I feel like this year is going to be a bit better because he's with DeMarcus Cousins and John Wall, who are obviously best friends from college. So I think the chemistry is going to be more there, and Harden's going to, in a different system than Mike D'Antoni, he's going to thrive a little bit, not at the same amount, obviously, because that system was obviously catered towards him. But I feel like the team will have better success with that system. Or, on the other hand, it could do awful, and John Wall could not be anywhere near he was whenever he was all-star level 2 or 3 years ago. So that's why I'm saying it's kind of a good trade for both teams. For the Wizards, you get a certified leader in your locker room who is an all-star and can get you to the playoffs, who's in Russell Westbrook. And for the Rockets, you get a better scheme fit. Not a better scheme fit, but a better locker room guy with John Wall, who can help that team mesh into something better than they already were. And honestly, I feel like Bradley Beal is a better number 2 guy in that system with Westbrook than Harden was. Not saying that Bradley Beal is anywhere near James Harden's star potential, but I'm just saying in the pure fact that Westbrook is going to be the point guard and Bradley Beal is going to be the shooting guard, in that like he's not going to dribble the ball as much as he was before. And with James Harden, he doesn't want to do that. He is more of a I'm the point guard, everyone else spread out. So I feel like that'll work better for both players in that system at Washington. And they have 2 young guys in Rui Hachimura and then that guy they just drafted, who I think will be a good shooter for them. So I'm very interested to see what the Wizards do. I feel like it was not a bad trade for both teams. I just want to see how they both play on their respective teams. So yeah, we'll have to see how that pans out. And last but certainly not least is the Los Angeles Lakers, adding 2 great pieces to that already good championship roster. And I feel like this is a win or bust season for Lakers. I feel like it always is with LeBron, but this year especially, this is one of the best rosters he's had since he's been in Miami, since he left Miami. This is one of the best rosters he's had. Obviously, that roster with Kevin Love and Kyrie is probably better than this roster, but at the end of the day, he has Anthony Davis, who's obviously a certified top 5 player in the league now, in my opinion. Dennis Schroeder, who was runner-up for 6th man of the year. Montrezl Harrell, who was the 6th man of the year. And Marc Gasol, who is a above-average center. I don't like how people are hyping him up to be like this great saving. He's not in his prime anymore, okay? He's a good center who's gonna get you, who's gonna score and get you good defense, okay? That's all they need for him. So their starting lineup is gonna be Schroeder. Who they have as shooting guard? Wesley Matthews, who is a really good shooter. They just kind of replaced Danny Green with another Danny Green who can play better defense than Danny Green. So Wesley Matthews, LeBron, AD, and Marc Gasol. And then off the bench, they're going to have Trez. And then they're going to have, who they have at point guard? Probably Quinn Cook. They have they have a really good team. So the only question I have, and I know everyone asks this every year, and we always get proven wrong, is LeBron going to be healthy, okay? Now, I have no intention of seeing that he's not going to be healthy this year, but it's going to happen at some point in his career, okay? And I hate to be that guy that's going to put that out in the world, but it has to happen sooner or later, okay? I hope it doesn't happen this year because I want LeBron to win at least 2 more rings. I want him to go for that 3-peat, but it's still there, okay? It's not a high possibility, but it's still a possibility that this is the year that LeBron finally slows down on being the best player in the NBA. Do I see that happening? No. But it is still there as a possibility of happening. And now if that happens, I still think they have a chance to win the championship because they still have Anthony Davis and LeBron can be like a really good second piece. But I don't want that to happen, but I'm still saying it's a possibility that this is the year that LeBron could finally slow down and stop being as great as he is. I really doubt it'll happen, but it's still there. So that's a big storyline for me. I don't really see that getting talked about as much in the media, is that LeBron is human, guys. I know it's hard to believe, but LeBron is human. And at one of these points, he's going to have to slow down. And is this a season that he slows down? That would suck because this is one of the best rosters he's ever had. So I think that's a big storyline. Let me know what y'all think about that. But yeah. All right, if y'all enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what y'all want to talk about next. This is y'all's channel, not mine. Basically, I talk what y'all want to talk about. So let me know what topics y'all want to talk about. I'm obviously doing NBA stuff whenever the NBA season comes back. I might do a fantasy draft with my friends. I might post that since we're doing fantasy basketball. Let me know if y'all want to see that. But anyway, if y'all enjoyed, leave that like and comment what y'all want to see next, and peace out.